Hello everybody, I'm Colin and welcome back to C&C 5. It's been a little while, but we're back and once again we're going to be talking about the Women's World Cup and this time specifically the US Women's National Team. Now, of course, we will talk about this quite a bit on our main podcast episode, which should be coming out in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that. But just wanted to give some quick reaction to it. The United States, after a rough group stage in which they only scored 4 goals, 3 against Vietnam in what was considered an underperformance because Vietnam, not a very strong team, then tying the Netherlands 1-1 after they did not really look like the better team, though they did have a lot of second half opportunities in that game, which they got 1 goal in Lindsey Horan, a header off of a Rose Lavelle corner kick. And then in that third game of the group stage, just an absolute disaster, 0-0 the final against Portugal. The post saved them from losing that game in stoppage time in the second half. Portugal sends a ball off of the post that would have ended the U.S.'s run. Had it gone in, the U.S. would have crashed out at the group stage. This is the 9th Women's World Cup. The United States has never finished worse than 3rd. They almost were eliminated in the group stage. Almost a historic upset. But they did make it to the round of 16 where they played Sweden, who they've played a lot in the Women's World Cup. And They were the better team. They looked very different. There was a lineup change as Rose Lavelle had to sit out with a yellow card. They just looked better. A lot better. And not just better compared to what they looked like in the group stage, but they looked significantly better than Sweden, who is the number 3 team in the world and one of the favorites to win the World Cup. And, I mean, it's a miracle that the United States did not score in those 90 minutes, and then in extra time in the following 30 minutes. And they should have scored. It was an incredible performance by Sweden's goalie, which makes it all the more disappointing that in penalty kicks, their goalie never had to block the ball in order for Sweden to win that penalty shootout. Sweden sends one over the bar early. And Megan Rapinoe, who, I mean, it's hard to say bad stuff about Megan Rapinoe because of how legendary she is, but she does seem washed. She boots one right over the bar again. And then Alyssa Nair comes up with a huge save. And Sophia Smith boots it over the bar. So and that shot would have been to win the entire match. It goes to sudden death. They have Nair take a penalty kick, which she makes. It was honestly the best penalty kick by the U.S. was from the goalie. Think about that. That's kind of sad. And then in the next round, Kelly O'Hara hits one off the post. Sweden's goalie never had to block a shot in penalty kicks. Nair comes so close to saving the next one. This is by a millimeter, heartbreaking fashion. But ultimately, it doesn't matter that the U.S. looked like the better team. They're out in the round of 16. They've never lost before the semifinals before. This was a failure. There's no other way to put it. The United States women's national team failed. No, Carly Lloyd and Alexi Lalas, it was not because of effort or mentality or that they've gone woke. You can disagree with their political opinions if you want, but the fact of the matter is that's not why they lost. Seems to mostly be a tactical thing, and they couldn't finish, and then some all-time bad penalty shooting. It was an embarrassment. The U.S. men's national team did just as well in the World Cup back in December as the women's team did here. That is embarrassing. There is no other way to put it. We will be talking a lot more about this match on the upcoming C&C Talks podcast, so make sure that you stay tuned for that right here on YouTube and anywhere else that you may listen to your podcasts. Till then, I'm Colin. We'll see you next time.